Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nisa. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I have linked to be linked to down below in the description. And let's get right into the video. So I'm going to be doing a full start to finish pink and silver almond acrylic set. And I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to be starting off by using these tips, which are the original like stiletto tips. I remember when these like first came out, when I first started like 2 years ago at this point. Y'all, it was insane. Like, I bought these off of Facebook. Like, I don't recommend it. I bought them from Dang, and the shipping was amazing, you guys. Like, and I bought them for like $13 or something, so it was crazy, and I do not recommend it at this point. But yeah, so these are the original ones, and I just went ahead and cut them down. I'm going to show you guys how I do that very soon, but you want to make sure you get everything nice and even. So I'm doing a peel off method. So they did kind of like come up and stuff like that. So I went ahead and just glued them back down after I put more peel off base on. So I will be wearing these as press-ons later on. So yes, you want to make sure you get your shape nice and even. It's the Tammy Taylor peel and stick hand file. And you guys, this is almond, which you guys probably know, but I recommend using a buffer. It just gets rid of any of the excess plastic from the tip, and it is incredibly easy to use. Like, it rounds it out perfectly, but it doesn't round it out too much. You could, if you wanted to, with the buffer, make it incredibly round, but I like my stiletto to be more sharp. So what happened was my pinky flew off like when I was shaping, so I was like, dang. And so I went to go glue it, but one of the sizes does not fit me, and I ended up gluing my fingers to my skin, which is not good. Don't get glue on your skin. So I ended up having to, with my fingers glued, to pour the acetone on my hand to unstick my fingers, and it worked, by the way. But just be very, very careful with this, because glue is not supposed to touch your skin. You can get allergic to it over time, and a lot of acetone is not very good for you also. But here I am. So all you want to do is cut it to your desired length, and because it's a little bit hard to cut down a almond, because I like mine very pointy. So for good measure, I went ahead and sprayed some hurry up spray. But you can also, like, the acetone pretty much dried it up anyways, but you could avoid that. So you can also use nippers or a straight edge nail clipper to like help you shape a little bit better, because once you get rid of some of that excess plastic, like, you're gonna see how fast it takes me to just round this out. Just be very careful of your sidewalls and not to file too much, but make sure make sure the tip is not touching your skin, because it can cause lifting. And yes, so go with the bigger tip and then shape it to be where you need it to be. So yes, that was very easy, and it's, like I said, it's a little bit difficult to try and shorten an almond nail, because you're gonna have to start over each and every time. So yes, it took me forever, you guys. I just cut out so much shaping just because it was just way too much shaping. So here I am using, I think it's called dark rose pink or dark pink rose, but it is from Net Like Lucy, and I bought the big tub, you guys, because she always has like 40% off, 30% off, like 20% off. She always has a sale. So I bought this right before her shop closed. It's back open now. I did buy some products, so a haul will be coming soon. And you guys, even though it was cold, like, I'm in my garage, and in Texas, a winter storm is here. So this is like right before, and it was still cold in there. And you would think that the acrylic would be like incredibly runny, not wanting to sit up, not wanting to work. But you guys, it works perfectly. Like, this is one of my best applications like ever. So, and here I am changing my laptop and get on my laptop, and you guys, it's literally perfect still. Like, this was so magical to me. Like, I was so happy while I was doing this. Sometimes, like, my application will make me mad, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing horrible. But you guys, this was so good. Like, and I recognized it in the moment. It wasn't lumpy, bumpy. The shaping was easy afterwards. So just make sure you take your time. You might have to take a little bit more time in winter, but there's different methods you can use. I know some people use like candle warmers and put their monomer in hot water, all that stuff. But because I'm just doing this on myself and it's just like a press on, and this powder is a faster setting powder. That's one way to kind of like help yourself, is to get like a fast setting powder. This one is most definitely a faster setting one, so it helps a lot. So I recommend that as well. You get a fast setting monomer. If you do add acetone to your monomer, which it will speed it up, add a little bit. But also if you're doing it on like a real life person and you want their set to last, me personally, I wouldn't recommend it due to the fact of over time it will break down. But just be very careful with that and find what works best for you. And also, to make it much easier on you for shaping, make sure you don't get your slides too thick. Make sure you follow your guide that you made with shaping your shape first. So just be very, very careful and trying to keep things neat. I remember when I first started, I literally never ever thought I would get my sidewalls clean, my cuticle clean, and I like told myself that it's never gonna happen for you. But here I am, and it happened. Like, it happened to me like last year, honestly. But you guys, even last year, I was still mad that it still wasn't clean enough. So just practice, practice, practice. It'll take time. Even if you're practicing like a million times and it's still getting everywhere, don't get frustrated. Like, you might have to take a break and then get back into it, because like sometimes, like, I know people are like, just do it over and over and over, like back to back. But sometimes for me, I literally do not change. I don't grow. I have to wait a little bit and then get back into it. So yes, I'm gonna let you guys watch and then I will be back. Now that the nails are dry, I'm going to go ahead and do their final shaping. And as you can see, it's not very much that I have to do. And the nails were dry quickly. As you saw, I did bump my, like, index finger? I bumped my index finger, I think. Or my middle finger. One of the two. But I bumped it and I, like, left a deep gouge. And I had to keep building it up to try and fill that gap in. It happens due to the fact, like I said, it's cold, so it took a little bit long for it to set up, but you can't just leave it alone. You kind of have to make sure that you're being careful, because that was a little bit difficult to fill in. For some reason, it just kept like spreading out. So here I am reshaping, and that's what I love about, like, when your application is nice, you barely have to do any filing. So initially I overfiled my ring finger. I could have built it a little bit out more with the acrylic, but I didn't realize how, like, too skinny it was until after I was done with the application, and I'm not taking everything back out after I've already started filing. So yes, so it's not very difficult to do this at this point. The difficult part was the beginning initial shaping. That is very hard. Like, after you get that down, you get your shape right, that is it. The other hard part was the actual design. Like, I can't draw for anything, so that was difficult for me. I went ahead and just reshaped and filed over the surface, which I didn't have to do because I go ahead and use like my sanding band or my 5-in-1 bit anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys watch me file, and then I will be back. Getting pretty good at hand filing because I've been practicing a lot. Like I told you guys a couple videos ago, I literally did not know. I knew how to hand file, but not like for real, because I don't like the hand file. I still don't. I prefer to e-file because it's so much easier. It's faster. It's just way more comfortable for me. And then go ahead and maybe use a hand file like once or twice after, just to make sure everything is nice and even. But that would be about it. Like for the surface of the nail, I prefer the e-file like 100%, but like the actual shape of the nail, I might run the sanding band or the 5-in-1 bit like across the sides of the nail, but I'm gonna like make sure it's 100% straight with the hand file, just because it's easier that way for me. So yes, these came out so cute. As you can see, I'm like rounding it off, and that was like the easiest way to kind of shape the pinky up a little bit more, just because, like I said, it's easier for me with the e-file. So this is a 180 grit sanding band, and the mandrel bit came with it. It's from Gitno 32. And in case you guys are wondering what like monomer and stuff I was using, it's going to be down below in the description. And this little palette on the side is from Amazon. And you guys, I'm going to tell you guys how difficult it was for me to do all this painting in a second. But here I am buffing the nails. This buffer is also from Gitno 32 or Natali Carmona. You guys have probably seen her on YouTube, and you guys, her products are so good. Definitely recommend. This is the only other buffer I use besides for my Reds buffers. So if you can't get a hold of Reds buffers, these are pretty good. So yeah, that's the way they look so far. Here is my white gel from Model 1s, and I've been using it quite a bit lately. I used it in my not polished video, and I'm using it now. So you guys, this was a 100% freestyle. Here is the magnetic cat's eye polish that I got a couple videos ago. Again, I will be linking some videos in the cards. And here's the pink I got from the not polished mystery box. In case you haven't seen that, that will be linked in the cards as well. So this brush was like, I think this is a good brush. I think it is. It might not be, but yeah, it's not the good one. So what happened was I got gel that dried in the brush because I put too much of it in, because I saw someone that's supposed to keep like gel in your brushes and then like reactivate it with more gel, but that was literally fused together. I don't recommend putting these brushes in acetone like at all. I recommend getting you a brush cleaner and dipping them in that brush cleaner, because literally that was the only thing that unstuck the bristles. Like acetone just kind of fused them together. So be careful with that. Don't put too much gel on your brush. And yeah, everything's good now. And I have like 2 or 3 sets of those brushes because they are just so good. But yes, here I am using some alcohol and cleaning up the smile line. Then I went ahead and painted it in. And I wish I would have brought it up just a little bit deeper so it wasn't as weird. Like, I feel like this was awkward, but I ended up adding more gel polish to it later on. Here I am cleaning it up some more. And this brush is from a Beatles kit. And then after I get it to the shape I like it, I went ahead and cured it in the lamp for a full 60 seconds. Well, I found a good brush. Y'all, this was so difficult to find. Like, I'm not even joking. So I went ahead and tried to fix the smile line a little bit, make sure it was nice and straight, and then I went ahead and did a second coat. Like, this literally was the beginning of the end for me. Like, I was already upset at the beginning because literally all the nails kept popping off. They kept flipping up. The shape wasn't looking right. And then the pinky, like I said, came off, and I was over it. And then, you know, the acrylic application was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Like I said, I can't draw. This was a freestyle 100%. Like, I knew nothing of what I was doing. I had no plan. I had no reference image. I had nothing. So it was incredibly difficult. I couldn't even like yell for my mom to tell me something because I'm in the garage again. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed what I came up with. And I did the second coat just now. It took me forever because, like I said, y'all, it was a mess. And that was literally only the thumb. So here I am tracing the smile line in the cat's eye color, and then I will use the magnet, and then I will cure it in the lamp for a full 60 seconds. Make sure you cure in between, like, each of these steps. Like, I'm gonna tell you when to cure because that becomes important later on. So yes, I'm on to the index finger, which I really should have did a heart on this nail. You guys are gonna see why later on. Like after I did all the nails, like 100% finished, I looked and said I should have did a heart. But right now all I'm doing is a candy cane design, and it's incredibly easy. My issue is I can't visualize the final product sometimes. Like, I have like, okay, candy cane, and it's like as soon as I think of it, I forget what a candy cane looks like. How do you forget what a candy cane looks like? So I was like, dang, what do I do? I was making sure I was cleaning off my brush in between and then dipping it into the new color, but making sure I had very little product on my brush. I wasn't dipping it in the liquid each and every time because it will dry the brush out. So there's no point in doing that. Just make sure you get enough of the other color on because it'll like overpower it because it's so much of the new one. So just be careful with that. Of course, I cured the pink stripes to make sure I did not mess up this design because I would have been very, very, very mad if I did that. So yeah, because it would make a lighter pink in between all the little stripes, and you don't want that. So all I'm doing is kind of going in between, but I'm leaving a gap because at first I was going to leave the pink color that's in the background in it a little bit. I decided not to, and I decided to switch to something different. Okay, so at that point I cured it, but I ended up sugaring the nails. So go ahead and sugar it at that point. Yeah. So you could have top coated that pink, then sugared it, and then did your your cat's eye, and left it at that after you cured your sugar product. So yeah, I wish I would have did that, but I thought of it after because I sugared something else. So I ended up making this a heart, and it just literally dawned on me. Like, I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. And this took me forever, and I even had to wipe this nail off 3 times, wipe the pink off 3 times. So I cured that white part so I could wipe it off, and I ended up adding the cat's eye because I just thought it wasn't right with the pink on the outside for some reason. Like, I don't know. Like, it just wasn't looking right. So I went ahead and used this. I used the magnet and then I cured it. Then I did the pink inside because it's easier to just cure as you go instead of doing it at the end, because you might smudge it. You might forget you did it. Like, crazy stuff might happen. So yes, everything is going to be cured for at least 30 seconds. It just needs to be flash cured. It might need to be full cured. So I was going to do like a cute little swirl here. It would have looked really cute, but I got incredibly self-conscious and I was like, no, it's not giving. So I went ahead and just wiped it off, but it's okay because the white and the cat's eye was already cured. So like if I would have left it like that, it would have been cute. But in my mind, I was like, it looks like an S. So I was like, yeah, no. And I went ahead and just traced the white and then cured it. I cured the pink part for 30 seconds. Now I move back to this finger. So what I was trying to say was, before I did the white, I should have top coated. Actually, this was kind of like the best one I could do, kind of sort of, is to do it this way, because I would have had to avoid the sugar. So I guess this is fine. Or I could have done the white last. That could have been an option, but I decided not to do that, and I accidentally dipped it into some pink and I didn't notice. So when I was doing this snowflake, I cured it. So yeah, I was trying to do a snowflake and I was like, oh, let me draw the snowflake everybody's doing. And of course, I couldn't get the snowflake. I don't know, like everyone always does these designs and they're like super easy. And I go and do it and this is what it turns out to be. Like, oh, y'all don't understand how bad this was to me. And I kept doing it over and over, and this is all we got. So it looked cute in the end. Of course, I made it work, but still not good at nail art. But it did look really good. And of course, you want to make sure you wipe the gel off of your skin before you continue. So here is where I'm like, okay, let me sugar something. So Bomb Nails, in one of her Christmas packages last year, she went ahead and added like a glitter set. It was like perfect. And this is a sugar glitter she put in here, and it was like literally meant for sugar. You can encapsulate it and do all that stuff, but her intended purpose was to sugar. So I went ahead and used it for just that. Like, it was perfect. Like, I didn't get to use it last Christmas because I got the bundle a little bit before Christmas, but it wasn't like enough to where I could do a set with it. I only did a set with the colors. So here is the Natali Carmona top coat, which I'm going to be using later on. And here I am doing this pink outline of the silver. And of course I did it up to try and like not make it look as awkward, I guess. So yeah, I ended up messing it up so many times, but yeah, this was not bad. Like, this thumb is incredibly basic and I would wear that like any other day. So on the pinky, full disclosure, I did like a whole swipe design with the pink and the cat's eye, and it didn't turn out right. So I ended up curing that, and I had to literally file it all off. So that's what happens if you mess up, you have to file it off. So I ended up doing the thumb in the pink, and I did not cure it. So I smudged the thumb and I had to redo it. So that's why it's very important you cure as you go. If you like it, cure it. So I went ahead and used the Amelie blooming gel, mixed up the gels, swirled it, put it over the blooming gel, let it do its thing for like a couple of seconds, cured it in the lamp for a full 30 seconds to make sure it froze. Now I'm top coating everything that needs to be top coated, and I should have top coated the snowflake nail before I did the sugaring, because I had to avoid it and make sure I was very careful, because you will ruin the design of like the sugaring effect. You'll ruin it. So I cured everything. While I was curing, I literally retraced the thumb, because I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time and redo this again. And yeah, and my lamp was dying. Like, it literally did die right as I was top coating everything, so I had to cure it with the Melody Susie 2-in-1 lamp. And so now everything is nice and cured. I went ahead and did a second coat of the white, because it's just easier to sugar that way. Of course, you could use like the top coat or something, but I just feel like it was easier to just do the second coat, because as you saw, some of the pink did get on the white. So it was just easier to do it this way. And anywhere where you have wet polish is where your glitter is going to stick. So that's why it's easier to either wipe your tacky layer off, or to just be safe and cure it with a non-wipe top coat. If you cure it with a non-wipe top coat, it will literally not stick to anything that's underneath. So yes, this glitter is gorgeous. Like, you guys, so I tried to do the sweater design on the pinky and the ring finger. It did not turn out well, like, at all. So that's why it didn't happen. But I ended up mixing with this little stiletto nail, mixing up some powder and some pink gel polish, because someone said to do it. It makes it easier. And it was a flop, you guys. I don't recommend it. But if you add a little bit of powder to your gel polish, it makes it thicker. So yes, so I went ahead and dusted everything off, and I cured the rest of the fingers. I went ahead and reshaped a little bit because I lost my shape. Dusted everything off again, and I'm using the rose cuticle oil from Bomb Nails, and that will be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I have linked to be linked to down below in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want to see anything particular. I'll see you guys later on, and I'll talk about the future of my channel. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.